Hi everyone, I'm Amber. I'm a Cortland County mental health clinician for those of you who aren't familiar with me. I wanted to take a couple minutes and try to spread some positivity during a time that can be really unsettling for a lot of us. Due to the COVID-19 virus, I know that Governor Cuomo has asked that we start practicing social distancing in attempts to stop the spread of the virus. And that changes lives for a lot of us. And I know part of social distancing is isolating ourselves and our families, which makes sense to me. But on the flip side of that, those of us who really kind of suffer with depression and anxiety symptoms, the isolation piece can be pretty significant, and it can really elevate some of those symptoms that we try to conquer every day. So in attempts to kind of, spread some positivity and give some advice, I wanted to encourage everyone to kind of get familiar with mindfulness. So mindfulness, for those of you who haven't heard of it, is this idea of being present in the moment, non-judgmentally. So what that means is a lot of times our anxiety or depression can be elevated because we worry too much about the future. Like, what if this happens? Or what if I don't do this? What if I can't get this done? Or we dwell in the past and we focus on our mistakes or our shortcomings. And what I'm asking for you to do is to practice this idea of mindfulness, of being present, of just the now. And of course, we have to worry about the future sometimes, and we have to take our past into consideration. But there needs to be a balance. So the idea of mindfulness is a lot of times this can be practiced through meditation. Now, for some of you who have heard of meditation, they think a lot of the Indian style humming and some of the Buddha religious stuff. So it can definitely be that. But there can also be some more, easier ways to do this. Through a big easy thing is through guided meditations. And so I teach a group at Cortland County Mental Health called Dialectical Behavioral Therapy. And mindfulness is actually one of the main components of DBT that we teach and we practice. And that's the most important thing, is to practice. This idea of mindfulness with meditation sounds kind of like easy, but it's actually really difficult. And you need to practice. And when you're practicing, be very non-judgmental of yourself. Be forgiving of yourself that you might not get it the first time. You might not even get it the second, third, fourth, or fifth time. But the more you practice, the better you're going to get at it. What I have really found helpful is when you're first starting to try to figure and navigate through some of this is there's a couple apps that I found that I've shared with a lot of my clients that they have found pretty helpful, and I love them. And although I've been super busy and haven't really had time to practice them recently, I have practiced them in the past, and I find them very helpful. So I wanted to encourage you all to kind of look into some of them. There is one that's super popular called Headspace. I believe it's like a square and there's an orange circle in the middle. It's a free app. Well, some of it's free. I think the overall membership for the year can be kind of expensive, but if you just opt out just to get the free membership, it actually offers quite a bit for it just being free. And there's a little video in the app that will guide you through the entire, kind of just the whole idea of meditation. And it will guide you through the actual meditation, and you can set the time limits for them. So you could do a 3-minute. I usually start at 3 to kind of get used to it, but you can work yourself up to, I think, maybe 10 minutes. And it's about self-care, and that can be a very helpful self-care technique. So definitely check that out, the Headspace. There's also another one called Calm, which is another app that you can do the free version, or there's also a membership. I have the free version. I haven't really checked that one out a super ton, to be honest. But it's super cool in the sense that what I have found out about it is there's a lot of like nighttime noises, white noise kind of things. So like there's rain, birds, ocean sounds that you can play. I actually play them for my son at night, and it helps him fall asleep because he has a hard time falling asleep. So I just set it on the iPad, and he has those nature sounds in the background to help fall asleep. So, and I know on there's also some guided meditations. And what else is awesome about it is there's like a kids section on it too. So there's like actual kids guided meditations, and they're actually, this is becoming a pretty popular thing where they're starting to incorporate a lot of this stuff throughout schools and elementary schools. So I want to promise you that I really think meditation and this idea of mindfulness is super helpful for our mental health for everybody, on all different, on the entire spectrum of mental health. And the more you practice, the better you will get. I know it can feel a little goofy sometimes, but keep practicing and you're going to notice results. I would almost promise you. So listen, best of luck with everything. The county clinic, the clinicians are there working hard to make sure that all of your needs are getting met. Call us if you need anything and stay safe. Thanks.